So the Steel Path enemies actually are a lot tankier than normal enemies, and that is because of the extra health, the extra shields, and the extra armor that they have received as part of the Steel Path. But I believe there is a WarFrame that just straight up hard counters all three of those extra buffs, and that is of course Saryn, who we currently have in the Simulacrum. So let's spawn some enemies. We're going to be spawning these anti-mowers. We're going to be spawning these corrupted heavy gunners because I feel like they are pretty good representations of tons of shields and tons of armor. So, against these anti-mowers, here's the thing. You can do as much damage as you can to break those shields, like so. But you still gotta get through that shield gate, right? No matter what, after trying to break through a lot of shields, there's still the shield gate. Once you break through that shield gate, you can of course kill them, but Saryn, of course, has a trick up her sleeve, which is to press the number 3 in order to do some extra damage that straight up ignores the shield gate, because Toxic Lash gives your weapons extra toxin damage. So, you can just straight up one-shot these anti-boas like so. And whilst this is not going to be the be-all, end-all demonstration against Corpus enemies, this should be a good representation of your new experience in the Steel Path if you happen to use Saryn. Now, we also have another problem. We have enemies with lots of extra armor. For example, we have Corrupted Heavy Gunners that will be able to tank through quite a number of shots from my Euphona Prime, even with the extra toxin damage. But Saryn has another trick up her sleeve. We're going to hold one. We're not going to press one. We're just going to hold one like so. And now we're doing even more damage. Like so. Tons and tons and tons and tons of damage. Lots and lots of that health getting chunked out. Boom. 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 Double tapping these guys. And of course, if double tapping is not your style, we also have Miasma, and that pretty much also hard counters the fact that enemies have extra health, because now we're just going to make that health take even more damage. Like so. Well, not in that case, because I just yammered on for too long. I can get a headshot, that is. Of course, the only thing is that those heads are getting covered, so you're going to have some better aim. But that's pretty much the idea when it comes to using Saryn. Let's have a look at the build that I am using. Here is the build that I am using with Saryn. So as you can see, the main point of interest is the fact that we're actually using Venom Dose, because that is a Spore Augment that gives all allies, so this is also a support augment, additional corrosive damage for their attacks. So that is really, really good. Otherwise, the rest of the build should be pretty self-explanatory. We're using spores, obviously. We're also using the Venom Dose together, so that's going to mean spores plus extra corrosive damage. That's going to be really, really good. We're also going to be able to strip armor with those spores as well, so that's definitely something you want to check out, especially if you can strip armor from enemies within a huge radius as well. We're also going to be using Toxic Lash because, again, that extra toxin damage is just going to straight up ignore the fact that there are shields, and we're going to use Miasma so that enemies do end up taking more damage anyway to their health. And that's really it. So as you can see in some of the examples that I'm currently playing in the background, the damage part of Saryn seems to be really, really good in the Steel Path, so I would probably recommend it. The main thing that I'm struggling with when it comes to playing Saryn, and this might actually just chalk up to my inexperience as a Saryn player, is staying alive in the Steel Path with Saryn. Now, I am relying on something like Regenerative Molt, but if you are a Saryn main and you have a much better idea, maybe it's the Operator, maybe it's an Aura, maybe it's something else, let me know in the comments. But I feel like being able to use Regenerative Molt is probably a good idea. But that's just my opinion, and there's a good fair chance I'm probably wrong. So, I don't know, if you have a good idea to improve the build, something that I guess requires a bit more former, because of course the build that I am showing was of course a zero former build, feel free to hit me up in those comments. That's what they're there for. But that is pretty much it. So let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Do you think you'll be using Saryn as well in the Steel Path? I feel like I would give her my recommendation because, like I said, she basically hard counters the fact that enemies have extra shields with Toxic Lash. She straight up hard counters the fact that enemies have extra armor with Spores and Venom Dose. She straight up hard counters the fact that enemies have extra health with Miasma. So I think that is really, really good. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more WarFrame content, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!